Hey guys, D1sco, and I apologize for how part 2 just cutting out. Apparently my camera, it ran out of space while I was filming, so I never got to actually talk about the environment slash maps bug fixes, but I made sure to have everything set up as good as I could, so that way when I was able to film again and get back to this, I could get on. Kind of surprised Orange is getting on. I wonder if he's making a video or something. Cause he like never plays this game ever anymore. It's been kind of interesting. I kind of set aside a day to film, not realizing how long it would take me, and I did basically nothing but film the entire day. The only thing I did that wasn't filming was played a brief amount of Kakarot to work on the game Dragon Ball Kakarot to work on the Daimya Part 1 pack. And I played on my phone a little bit and I watched a lot of YouTube. That was it. But yeah, we are on environment slash maps. Let's get into this, get this video, hopefully finish reading this now, make it a 3-part series. I'll upload them all 3 parts will be uploaded the same day. It'll be one part an hour after each other, so part 1, and then an hour later will be part 2, and then an hour later will be this one. Just for anyone wondering. So let's do this. Fixing the issue in the disturbed wall. Disturbed wall? Or does that say whale? No, that's disturbed wall. I've never noticed it. I've never noticed it's called. Is it? There's no way it's actually called disturbed wall, right? Did they miss? They must have had like a mistype. I do that all the time. My phones will even all. I think one time I tried to type the word nice, because it was a part of a it was part of the message I was leaving. And my phone, it was like left to not a bunch of non-words and like random letters all over the place, and I had to like backtrack and fix it. It was a hot mess. Hot mess. Where there's not enough space to interact in front of a hook. Fix an issue in the treatment feeder where the plague's vial purge was blocked by an invisible collision. Fix an issue where the mastermind could bound off a balcony on the seats of a raft. Fix an issue where the nurse could blink into the cage bathroom stalls and move geometry. Again, I hear these things of nurse breaking the map or like going out of bounds and all this stuff, and I've never actually seen it. So if you know of a video where that appears, please tell me, because I really want to know what it's like. I'm trying to figure where. Okay, with a simple collision to the tunnel of the Lake Ormond's mine map, which I always forget is a thing, that map, just because it's so new, and I don't play the game very often, and I don't get that map very often, in order to correct the issue of survivors who could stand on an invisible collision and become immune to killer attacks. Interesting. I don't really know what that means, but again, don't know the map well enough. Last time I got that map, it was awful. There's actually a YouTube short filmed up on our channel after that match where, yeah, we got like 4K'd basically immediately, and it was annoying. And I forget, they said something that I remember kind of ticked Orange off in the endgame chat. So I think all he said was "bruh," was just "bruh," because it was such bullshit. They literally used a toxic playstyle to win, and like they did the whole thing where their Steam name was that toxic playstyle. Like they turned their whole, you know, like their whole life was just that playstyle, which is annoying as hell. I think it's fine to the bruh with like yeah or something like that. And it was stupid. Fuck that person. But that was the last time I ever played on Ormond Lake Mine. As far as I can remember, I don't remember seeing a weird collision thing, so I have no idea what they're talking about. Fixation, the Realm Autohaven Wreckers, where the projectile of the plague would be blocked by invisible collisions. Fixation, the Realm Cold Wind Form, where the projectile of the plague would be blocked by invisible collisions. A lot of things blocking plague today. Fixation in Garden of Joy, where the Legion could not vault one side of a pallet next to the greenhouse. Fixation in Red and Dead Ducks, only not Red Ducks, where killers could not kick one side of a generator. Fixation in Trickster's Delusion, where the camera introduction of the Howlmaster clips inside the character. What? Okay, see, okay, never mind, I was confused. Alright. Fix multiple issues where the guards of the night, where they would get stuck on the side of hills. Fix an issue in Ormond Lake Mine, where the collision of the tires were blocking powers of killers. Fix an issue in Cold Tower, where killers would not be able to navigate between them. Fix an issue in Garden of Joy where the killers were able to climb a rock. I hate that they won't let us have fun and climb stuff. They got rid of being able to climb the Ormond, what was it? Ormond Resort, the original Ormond map before the Lake Wide one. Like they got rid of the able to climb those rocks. They got a joy rock you could climb. It's really annoying. I just don't like how they keep doing that, because the whole point of a game is, you know, obviously is like, at least with certain games where it's all about, you have to, obviously, you have objectives and things to do and stuff, but you also usually let the player make their own fun, because, you know, because if they get to make their own fun, you know, because you want to encourage that stuff so that way they keep playing your game and whatnot. So I don't like how Dead by Daylight, how behavior is so over over the rocks and some of the other funny visuals that have nothing to do with that have nothing to do with like was gameplay. Like, as long as the collision, for what I remember, you could still hit survivors and stuff. You could just go on it. So I don't understand. I just always found it dumb that they're like restricting our fun and like trying to force us to play this game when the game is so stressful and annoying and difficult. It makes it makes me rage quit every so often. I think I've rage quit it like, I forget. I have videos about that on my channel. I actually I would base. I remember one anniversary period, like starting a little bit before the anniversary. This is a quick side tangent, but it got so bad. It got so bad, so toxic for months, and then they brought back some old event in the summer, and it was still. And I didn't even play it because people were complaining about how toxic the game was. Still. So I didn't jump back in until I think a PTB in like October, November. I was so tired of the toxicity, and now, you know, I don't even play the game all that often, which has done wonders for me in terms of like feeling better and just mental health stuff. I gotta prioritize my mental health better, and thankfully, not being able to play this game often definitely helps. Uh, uh, oh, right. I'm on perks now. I got horribly sidetracked. Fix an issue with a Phantom Fear perk. I forget which one that is. Isn't that a Hag perk? Pretty sure it's from Hag. And I suck as Hag. Orange sucks as Hag. We don't play Hag because we suck. She's complicated with how her teleportation works and stuff. The only person I know who plays Hag is that was Matthew Cote. I can't remember his name, but the guy who gets the licenses at Behavior. He's the only person I know who actually plays Hag. Fixation fan. Fear perk can trigger during the Mori animation for the shape of the tombstone down. That's weird. Recent issue where survivors held items. Rarity would increase when using Blast Mine and the Exaltation perk on a cloaked array, if that sucks. Recent issue where Face the Darkness did not activate with Claw Traps and for the people. Could appear reduced after interacting with the generator while Invocation Weaving Spiders was active. Makes an issue where the wolf form pound special attack did not remove play with your food tokens for the Dark Lord. Makes an issue where turn back the clock's ability button was briefly visible when several killers used their power. How do you have several killers and how are they all using their powers? I don't get it. Oh yeah, so like I've always wondered if it was real, because I've seen like one video talking about it. This kind of a weird warning of that sounds reminding me of it. But supposedly at one point in time in like the early days of this game, there was like a add-on. There was like a there was like an offering or something, or like there was early, it was either like an offering that long doesn't exist, or it was a glitch. I forget. It was one of the two, but it was done in such a way where I think there could be multiple killers somehow. Something, or maybe it was like a modded thing. 'Cause there technically does exist mods in like a modded server, but from what I remember, if like you can't really play on it because it gets you banned or something, and I have no idea how to even enter it, but I've heard that's a thing that exists. But yeah, that just reminded me of the video that I was talking about that, because it was something about there was like, I think like 4 survivors still, but there was somehow like another killer or something. I think Orange knows what video I'm talking about. I'm sure other people do. I just can't remember the specifics of what they said was the problem. Issue where off the record failed to activate when unhooked by shoulder the burden. Because an issue where filling tremors would trigger secret projects undetectable effect after all generators were completed. Fixed issue where hex
Pensamento rekindled totem auras were not revealed to survivors. Fixation where Blood Warden's aura reading was active before the conditions were met. Platforms. Fixed issue where survivors were unable to remove killer items when the pickup item / interaction button were bound to the D-pad. I don't even understand what the hell that means, if I'm being honest with you. So, but cool. Good thing that's fixed, but I don't really understand it. UI, bottom navigation menu, menu buttons, so display their input prompts for controllers. Fix an issue where the survivor HUD would update whenever a survivor used a locker against the ledge. Fix an issue where the game would crash if you stayed for extended periods of time in the tally screen. Fix controller input placeholder in the Shrine of Secret. Fixed equip button feedback not triggering correctly. Miscellaneous. Fix an error preventing tutorial bots matches from starting. Fix an issue where survivors could unhook themselves from tutorial soft locking them. Fix an issue where survivors were unable to use fog vials near ledges. Fixed an issue where the potent extract fog vial add-on had no effect on the duration. Fixed an issue where pink fog appears briefly behind the killer after previewing a Mori. Interesting. Changes from PTB. I was hoping to get to this sooner because it is a beefy section, but it just didn't work out because, again, I was hoping, originally I was hoping to finish reading everything I just read and like, if I had to go into a part 3, make this the part 3, but it just didn't work out because of my camera space, which reminds me of the channel ProZD. He made 2 other channels recently. One where he will just like eat random food items, whether it be like a microwavable thing or a restaurant thing or even drinks count and stuff like that. And another one where he talks about anime. He talks about something that happened in an anime movie he saw, and that like involved the screen going to black and his camera cut out while he was filming it, went to black immediately after he talked about it. And like the irony of it, like until he came back and explained that that wasn't intentional, I thought it was, and I thought he was brilliant for doing it. And I wish he would have just not come back because that was perfect, but he did, so that's just fine. New perks updates. A place for us. When you finish healing the obsession, you now both get elusive federation. I think before you only gave it to the obsession or something. I swear before it was. I think before it was just the obsession. I think. But now, both of you get it, which is nice. 5 moves ahead. Increased cooldown by 10 seconds for each perk tier. I don't even remember what they were before. Clarified the text description of the palette dropping speed effect. The gameplay change. That's fair.
I think Orange was concerned was that perk, if I remember correctly, during his video reading the PTB. I didn't think he played the PTB, or at least he never uploaded a video on it.
Killer updates. The Trickster Joy. It's gonna be a meaty thing. This whole set, I just want to say, Trickster got so many changes. He was basically all of my part 1 video, which is over 50 minutes. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to this one because that will take forever. I think you can clearly tell I'm barely a functional human being at the moment, so this will be fun. Increased base throw state movement speed to 3.86 meters a second was 3.68 meters a second. Decreased to after 5 consecutive blade throws. Throw state movement speed is decreased to 3.53 meters a second was 8. Was 8 what? 8 consecutive blade throws? I don't know. Decreased to after 10 consecutive blade throws. State movement speed is decreased to 3.16 meters a second was 16. Updated blade throw rates per blade throw. Decreased to after 5 consecutive blade throws. The throw rate is at the 50% point in the curve. Was 8. I don't even know what that means. Decreased after 10 consecutive blade throws. The throw is at the 100% point in the curve. What they mean by the curve was 16. Increased laceration stack decay to 4.4 seconds was 3 seconds. Increased main event movement speed to 3.92 meters per second was 3.86 meters per second. Increased main event duration to 10 seconds was 8 seconds. Trickster's add-ons updates. And for no wires, decreases showstopper's cooldown after main event by 44% was 10%. G1's autograph increases the duration of main event by 44% was 33%. The Kilo Moonrock increases throw speed by 15% for 10 seconds after getting a style rank was 10% for 8 seconds. As I was saying, so this is just showing us what the numbers were, I think, in the PTB compared to the release here. Which is interesting to see. They are a little bit different, which makes sense. Could you test something here in the PTB? Then they take our feedback and use it to tweak the numbers for the live release. Bloody Boa decreases the speed at which laceration decays by 25% was 10%. On target single increases time before laceration starts, decaying by 30% was 15%. Edge of Revival album. Blade hits from more than 20 meters away, deal 100% more laceration was 32 meters. And now we are on to the Trickster's add-ons that were specifically reworked. And it looks like the first has one thing, the Ghoul has one thing, Ghostface has a couple things. Okay, so we're actually nearing the end here. Once we get through the Trickster section, we'll be blazing through it until we get to the bug fixes, it looks like. So, let's do this. Caged heart shoes. When your basic break, pallets of breakable walls or damage generators, the next time you enter the throw state, increase movement speed while in the throw state by 5% for 10 seconds. Lucky blade on every 8 blade hit, an additional bonus is assigned at random. Increases throw speed by 8% for 8 seconds, new effect. gain 3% haste for 3%, or gain an additional style point. Trick blades. Blades can ricochet off the environment once. On every 8th blade hit after a ricochet, an additional bonus is assigned at random, which is a new effect. Increases laceration by 100%. Reveals survivor auras within 12 meters for 4.4 seconds. Gain an additional style point. Cut free you single. When reaching A rank, survivors within 32 meters are revealed with characteristic for 4.4 seconds. I think that's nice, honestly. That one sounds really helpful. Again, I feel like in some ways, I kind of imagine it's in part 1, I believe. But, in my opinion...
We're potty training. He's got pull-ups training pants. They work just like undies. And if accidents happen, he's got backup.
Oh, right, I remember what I was saying. Just because, like, with S rank, you go all the way back down the E. And I believe the S... They only talk about the S rank numbers in these, which is interesting. They don't talk about the D rank numbers, the B rank numbers, the A rank numbers, the C rank numbers, none of those. But I feel like the A rank numbers should be, obviously they're lower, right, than S rank, but they shouldn't be lower by too much. So hopefully that's, you know, at least something. Boom, boom, boom. Iridescent photo increases the duration of main event by 100%. The main event is activate. Reveal your aura to all survivors. All survivors' auras are revealed and block all generators for 6 seconds. Updated aura reveal effect to be symmetrical. We're finally done with Trickster. Alright, boys, let's go for it. The first, charged vial attack ready sounds playing slightly in advance for survivors has been reverted. The ghoul, remove the automatic hit detection that occurs at the end of a cockinated leap vault when a survivor attempts to fall back towards the killer. The killer can no longer automatically damage survivors. The ghost face, technical improvement on the killer's reveal system. Survivors can now reveal ghost face more accurately while he is within 18 meters of their location. The Rave add-ons, the Serpent suit. While clucked, uncluck whenever you basic a break, pallets or breakables explode, or damage generators previously included generator damage events only. Note, update the add-on's behavior to be more consistent across all existing generator damage and generator explosion effects that can trigger while the Wraith is cloaked. Survivor perk updates. Low profile. When all other survivors are downed or hooked for 70, 80, 90 seconds. Updated text in bold. You make no grunts of pain. You leave no pools of blood. You leave no scratch marks. No, reverted all previous changes and enabled multiple triggers per the trial. Updated text to more accurately convey previous usage of last survivor standing. The perk's description. Feature updates. New prestige menu and reward system. Resident Evil prestige badges have been added. Nice. The prestige badges for Vittorio Toscano, Nancy Wheeler, My Girl, and Dustin Henderson have had an update. Fixed an issue where the incorrect prestige badges were displayed in the reward track. That sounds weird. That's cool. I like that. That's nice. And finally, I made it to the ad to list bug fixes. Now this is a big wall effect. I physically cannot read it all. Or not that I can't read it all, but that's all like I can't have it all on the screen at the same time, which would be helpful if I could do that. Fix an issue where S rank could expire during main event when playing as the trickster. How does that even happen? Because from my understanding, I think the S rank timer is supposed to be like paused for a little bit or something. Also, if that goes down to 0 while you're still in main event, have time. You just can't. Do you get kicked out of the main event, or do you just keep throwing knives really quickly as being earring? I don't understand. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't understand. Fixation of the Trickster's Memento Blades add-on reticle did not disappear before the cooldown ends. The issue where the Trickster's Trickshot combo action could be earned too easily in areas with no caps. Fix an issue where the Trickster's reload speed time was not affected by Iron Maiden. Fix an issue where the Trickster's chase music would not return to default for unequipping either the Death Rose compilation or the Edge of Revival album add-ons. Fix an issue where generator auras were always blue when revealed by boom elimination. Fix an issue where injured survivor auras were not blue when revealed by boom circle of healing. Fix an issue where survivors went beyond the exit threshold when crossing the threshold while being shocked by the doctor. Fix an issue where the anti-camp meter appeared full when another survivor was hooked. Fix an issue where survivors saw red generator auras when creating a beam of light with a map. Fix an issue where the red arrow indicator was missing when targeting a generator was turned back the clock. Fix an issue where self-preservation activated look when the perk owner was hooked. Fix an issue where the auras of blocked windows was missing before Hexcraft control activates. Fix an issue where the pig could see Jigsaw box auras. I think there might be an add-on that lets her see it, but it's got like a whole bunch of other like effects. So it's kind of like one of those add-ons that's, I wouldn't say bad, but like, you know, it's got to be something you really want given some of the stuff you inadvertently take on when you equip it. Fix the issue where the mastermind's charge remained active without player input when quickly double tapping the power button. Fix the issue where the mastermind's virulent bound charge ability did not allow him to slide off assets. Fix the issue where the mastermind could virulent bound off obstacles under high latency. Fix the issue where the lock when playing against the dredge and hide lockers interactions has the same prompt. Fix an issue in Trickster's Illusion where collisions are added next to a table in the nightclub section. Fix the issue in Trickster's Illusion where characters would spawn on the map on top of an asset. Fix the issue in Trickster's Illusion where the crates was reckless and have collision. Fix the issue in Trickster's Illusion where the neon signage connected to generators was inconsistent. Fix an issue in Trickster's Illusion where boxes around the market has collapsed that were not aligned to the asset.
Alright guys, so that I finally have read all that and finally finished this. Final thoughts? I would say a lot of good PTB changes. I'm happy nothing got too crazily like nerfed or anything, which is nice. I could just be misremembering. I feel like the perks were, you know, I feel like those got some nice updates. Both Killer and Survivor side of things, it felt like both got good. And then the first, I just don't fully understand his problems, but he sounds better. Yeah, I'm finally I'm happy I finished this. You know, I started it the day it came out, and it took me a while to get through everything because of how filming kept happening. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell. Do all the agrographic art, helps us out a lot and it means a lot to us. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Ooh.